Hello, and welcome to my TV show on the YouTube network with a potential audience of over 2 billion people. Coming to you live from the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica, where I am peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless here in Santa Monica. And I am also running for Santa Monica City Council in 2026. That's right. I want to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica, California. And I hope you do too. Let's make a difference. Let's show that progressive government can make a difference in people's lives and help lift people out of poverty instead of criminalizing poverty and homelessness as they have done right here in Santa Monica. That's right. Last year, 75% of all of the arrests in Santa Monica were of homeless human beings. Less than 1% of the population arrested 75% of the time. That's not the way to do it, is it, Thomas? We got to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica. Hope you're having a good night, Thomas. How you doing? You're doing good, thank you. That's right. We got to continue to work towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. We don't have to settle for things the way they are right now. We need to keep spreading the peace and the love and lifting people up instead of tearing people down and punishing people for being poor and homeless. That's the wrong direction. Some people, they say, well, what are your proposals? Well, my first proposal is to stop criminalizing poverty and homelessness. That's right. When you're bringing on poverty and homelessness like they are doing right here in Santa Monica, the first thing you need to do is stop criminalizing poverty and homelessness. Stop punishing poor people for being poor and homeless people for being homeless. That's a step in the right direction. And then you need to have safe spaces for these homeless people to exist until we have enough shelter beds, until we have enough affordable housing for everybody. Because the homelessness numbers are still going up all around California and probably all around the country and certainly all around Los Angeles County. And here in Santa Monica, they are saying the numbers are going down because they are pushing all the homeless people out of Santa Monica by arresting them and harassing them until they leave Santa Monica. That's why there's been a reduction. Peace, good to see you. That's why we have to stand up for everybody's rights to thrive and survive in this richest, most powerful country in the world. We shouldn't have rich people having space races while poor people are sleeping in the streets and being arrested for it. That's the worst part. We have homeless people sleeping in the streets because the government isn't doing its job in providing enough affordable housing, and we are arresting people for sleeping in the streets. How about that? The government brings on these problems and continues by not providing enough affordable housing or shelter beds or safe spaces for the homeless to pitch a tent or just to sleep. And then they are arresting these poor homeless people for sleeping. You know, in her dissent of the Grants Pass versus Johnson ruling, which gave these cities and states the powers to arrest all of these homeless people for sleeping in public places, in her dissent of that ruling, Justice Sotomayor said to keep people from sleeping is cruel and inhumane and goes against the 8th Amendment of our Constitution that says that to punish people, that undue punishment is cruel and inhumane and goes against the 8th Amendment of our Constitution. I'll have to get those words exactly right, but you get the idea. Cruel and unusual punishment is against our Constitution, the 8th Amendment of our Constitution. And that's why we need to stand up for the rights of these human beings to be able to thrive and survive without being criminalized until everybody has a decent place to live and everybody has a safe space to live. Then we can start telling people, listen, you can't sleep on our streets. But until then, we need to have safe spaces and shelter beds and build affordable housing. How you doing, Ali?
Thank you. This is exactly the Chris looking for the summer. I didn't know what's your plan, but I enjoyed it, and you're right.
Thank you.
Listen to that one, and you can play it. This is very good.
All right, I will listen to that, Chris.
Bless you.
Thank you. You have a great night, Ali. We got to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all, because we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't reached a place where everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world, in this 4th largest economy of California, in this very wealthy city of Santa Monica. Don't let anybody tell you that Santa Monica, we can't afford to build any affordable housing. That's what people say. Don't listen to that crap. Santa Monica has plenty of money. They have one of the highest budgets per capita of any city in Southern California. Only behind Pasadena and Beverly Hills. And we're not trying to be like Beverly Hills and pushing all the poor people out. That's what Beverly Hills does. That's why Beverly Hills is 82% white, because they push all the poor people out. And when you push out all the poor people, you're going to push out a lot of people of color. And that's why Santa Monica is 70% white. That's why we need to continue to build affordable housing and help lift people out of poverty right here in Santa Monica. Because we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten to a place where everybody has the basics here in this richest, most powerful country in the world. We got to keep working towards peace and love. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking by and by for it to fall out of the sky, but we better work on peace on earth down here. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep waiting for the day when the clouds all roll away, but we better work on peace on earth. How you doing, Dennis and Ernest? No, thank you. Good to see you. No, thank you. How about this gentleman? Would you like an apple? Would you like an apple? Yeah, he'll take an apple. Great, thank you, Michael. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking for the day when the clouds all roll away, but we better work on peace on earth down here. Peace, whoa, peace. Peace, let's stand up and work for peace. That's right, we gotta keep working on peace. We can work on peace all over the world, and we need to work on peace right here in Santa Monica, trying to help lift people out of poverty, trying to make sure that everybody can have the basics, so we don't have so much inequality here in Santa Monica, right here in Los Angeles County, in California, in the whole US of A. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We'll keep looking for nirvana, but I think we just might wanna work on peace on earth down here. Peace, whoa, peace. Peace, let's stand up and work for for peace. When will we see that day of peace? When will that day of peace appear? We can ask the universe to get rid of this war curse, but we better work on peace on earth down here. We'll keep waiting by and by for it to fall out of the sky, but we better work on peace on earth. We better work on peace on earth. We better work on peace on earth. Right here in Santa Monica. Woo! That's right, we gotta do things right here. Thank you, peace. That's right, we gotta start right here where we are. We can't fix all the problems all around the world. I can't end all the wars all around the world here in Santa Monica, but we can start lifting people out of poverty. We can start standing up for human rights right here in Santa Monica. We can make sure that we're not criminalizing poverty and homelessness right here in Santa Monica. We can make sure that we're not arresting the homeless people, 75% of all of the arrests, less than 1% of the population. We can start by not vilifying the poor and the homeless here in Santa Monica. Everybody says all the crimes in Santa Monica are the fault of the poor and the homeless. That's what they say. They say these trains bring in all the criminals from all over the world. And we need to stand up for the rights of these people. How you doing tonight? Good to see you. Peace.
Are you running for city council?
Yes. Are you a Santa Monica registered Santa Monica voter?
Yeah, I live on 2nd Street.
Great. My name is Wade Kelley. I'm running for Santa Monica City Council to stand up for human rights. Would you like to sign my petition to get me on the ballot tonight?
Yeah, I will.
Oh, great.
Why not?
Wonderful. We need more people to stand up for human rights here in Santa Monica.
You should go against the cops, too.
That's right. We have to speak.
I'm suing the cops for $250 million right now.
Oh, where's my pen? Did I lose?
But yeah, I like your way of thinking. I was homeless 10 years.
See, and are you still, or did you?
No, I have an apartment on
Step
2nd
Up?
Street now.
Step Up?
No, it's just a regular Section 8.
Okay, great.
Yeah, 2nd in Idaho.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what I did with
How many
my pen.
signatures do you need?
I need 100, but I have 90 there. But so print, print, and then signature underneath,
All right.
and then
Yeah, there's a lot of problems in Santa Monica.
the address you're registered to vote at.
Right. Corrupt judges, corrupt cops.
Hey, it starts at the top, and we have a city council that is willing to criminalize poverty and homelessness, and that's the wrong direction, because you know the police and all the other officials take their orders from the city council, and although the city council, we vote new people in every 2 years, they do have power while they're there. And we need to tell them they have to vote for the right things instead of trying to push all the homeless people out of Santa Monica, close down the shelters, and they're trying to lease shelter beds in another city, the city of Bell. They want to send all the poor people out of Santa Monica, and they are actually ending my address at People Concern, 503 Olympic Boulevard. They're stopping the mail over there, and so that nobody can have their address there anymore. And that's where I am registered to vote. That's where I registered.
Well, you know the whole problem with Santa Monica is?
Santa Monica? No, the government.
No, you know who runs Santa Monica?
Who?
The Hollywood Jews.
Well, I don't believe in that, my
Yeah,
friend.
I'm
I'm
just
sorry. I'm sorry.
just
I don't
trying to-
want to hear any racism or hatred. I
Fuck
don't stand
Jews.
for.
Fuck
I don't
Jews.
stand
Fuck
for.
Jews.
I don't stand for any hatred or
If you
racism.
stand up for Jews in this country,
Hey, I stand up for everybody's rights. That's the beautiful thing about
No,
this
don't
country.
stand up for
The
Jews.
First Amendment of our
Jews like-
Constitution.
you think Jews stand up for you? No, they don't.
The First Amendment of our Constitution. That's what I stand up for. The First Amendment of our Constitution says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. We need to stand up against hatred and racism whenever we hear it, whenever we see it. And that's what I will do. Because the First Amendment of our Constitution says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. And that's what I'm here for tonight. I'm peacefully protesting and advocating for the homeless, and I'm speaking out for the right of everybody to express themselves as they want, even right here on this public promenade, and I thank you. But I stand up against hatred and racism of all kinds, and I don't listen to anybody spout hatred and racism without speaking out against it. I don't care if you think you are celebrating something. If you are speaking out and you are speaking out against a race of people or a religion, I think you're wrong. You can talk about issues and talk about how you differ in issues from people, and that's wonderful. But when you start speaking out against people's religions or beliefs or gender or their ethnicity or their race, we need to stop that kind of thing. We need to continue to speak up and stand up for equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. And if somebody has too much rights, then you need to vote to take away some of those rights, like for the billionaires. We need to raise taxes on the billionaires. That's what we need to do. Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. That's right. That's how we change things in this country. We pass laws and we stand up for the rights of human beings. And we need to speak out for the right of every human being to have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. We don't need to blame people because of their religion or their race or their gender. We need to stand up and say, listen, we all got to do that. We all got to get along. We all got to move together and keep working towards a better day for everyone. We have to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all, because we haven't gotten there yet. Keep working towards a better day. Don't blame some minority. Don't blame some small minority in this world. Keep working towards a better day, and right here in the United States. After we fix all the problems here, maybe other countries will want to be more like us. But we have a president who celebrates monarchies and wants us to be more like some of these monarchies, and we don't want to do that. We want to be a thriving democracy. We want to make sure that everybody in this country can participate in our democracy. We want to stand up for the rights of all those people that have been used for their labor for generations and haven't been given their rights, those tens of millions of people that have been used for their labor and not been given their rights. We need to stand up for their rights to be part of this democracy, to have a pathway to citizenship. Because we have seen throughout the history of this country that there are a lot of people who want to abuse people and use them for their labor and not give them any rights. And we don't need to follow those people. We need to stand up for the poor and the homeless and those in need. And we need to find a pathway to citizenship for all those who have been used for their labor and not been given a pathway to citizenship. De la Sierra Moreno, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, de contrabando. Ese lunar que tiene, cielito lindo, junto a la boca, No se lo des a nadie, cielito lindo que a mí me toca. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Hi, 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 hi. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Hi, 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 hey. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. And that means everybody, standing up for the rights of everybody and all their beliefs, every gender, every race, every ethnicity, every religion, every belief. Say shalom bimramav, say shalom aleinu, va'al kol Yisrael. V'imru, imru, amen. Oh, say shalom bimramav, say shalom aleinu, v'al kol Israel, v'imru, imru, amen. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Let's make sure this land is made for you and me. Hi, hi, hi. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. Give me a tired, you're poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That's what we're supposed to be about here in these United States of America. Spreading freedom, spreading the idea that everybody should have freedom in this world. Spreading the idea that everybody, no matter whether you're rich or whether you're poor, no matter your ethnicity, your beliefs, your gender, no matter your religion, we all have the same rights in this country, and we need to continue to work towards making sure that everybody has the same rights, lifting everybody up. I love that song, Give Me Your Tired, You're Poor, Your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. Too many people say, oh yeah, only rich people should be able to come in the USA. And that's what they say right here in Santa Monica. They say get rid of all the poor people. They're trying to deport all the poor people out of Santa Monica. And that's why I'm running for Santa Monica City Council, to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica. We got too many people here in Santa Monica saying, I am a progressive Democrat. I believe that we should be kind to the immigrants, and then they want to deport all the poor people right out of their city. That's right, that's what they're doing here in Santa Monica. They are criminalizing poverty and homelessness, and they are ending services for the poor here in Santa Monica, trying to push them out to other cities, because these homeless people, they're not ours. That's what they say. They say these homeless people don't belong here in Santa Monica. They all come from somewhere else. Well, just about everybody in Santa Monica comes from somewhere else. But you only want to be responsible for your rich people here in Santa Monica. You don't want to be responsible for any poor people. That's the problem here in Santa Monica. They don't believe in human rights. They don't believe in equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. They believe in let's stand up for the rich and the powerful and whoever we can make money off of. They try to make it hard for poor people to access our public beaches. You have to spend an arm and a leg to get to the beaches here in Santa Monica. Those beaches belong to all of us. They don't belong to the rich and the powerful, and we need to keep reminding them. This promenade does not belong to these business owners here. This is a public promenade. This belongs to all of us. This is not the Grove. This is not Disneyland. This promenade belongs to all of us, and I hope you will get out. Hey, Coco. Hey, Coco, you got a place to sleep tonight? Are they going to charge you up and clean you up and take care of you and make sure that all your circuits are working and that everything is just fine for you so you can go and make your rich owners more money? Tell your owners they're homeless human beings sleeping in the streets. I have to remind Coco and his business owners whenever I see Coco, because more and more of the jobs are going to the artificial intelligence and to the robots, and human beings are sleeping in the streets. Whereas we move further and further into this technological era, we are going to have to make sure that human beings can have the basics, because we're spending more and more money and energy on robots and artificial intelligence, while more and more of the jobs are going to be going to robots and artificial intelligentsia. And we need to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica, right here in California, right here in the US of A. I know so many people just want to make money. So many people just want to make another dollar, but we got to stand up for the rights of human beings. If they can't have jobs that pay a living wage and make sure that everybody can have a decent place to live, we're going to have to figure out a way to help human beings survive and thrive. Right here in Santa Monica, California, right here in California and the whole US of A. We have to show that there is a difference between progressive Democratic government and conservative Republican government. It's not all about making money and tearing people down. It's about lifting people up instead of criminalizing poverty and homelessness. We need to make sure that everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. And that's why I'm running for Santa Monica City Council. Are you registered Santa Monica voters? Okay. Peace and love. Spread the peace and love and speak out for human rights wherever you are. Because here in Santa Monica, they're criminalizing poverty and homelessness, and they are saying they are doing it for their own good. For their own good. For their own good. Gotta get these homeless people out of our neighborhood for their own good. For their own good. We gotta give them tickets and make them pay until they all just go away for their own good. For their own good. For their own good. We gotta get these homeless off of our beaches. We can't pay for all these leeches. Somebody else should. For their own good. We gotta give them tickets and make them pay till they all just go away for their own good. That's what they want to do. That's not the right way to do it, is it? We need to stand up for human rights, make sure that everybody has equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity right here in Santa Monica, right here in California. Instead of pushing the poor people down the road and criminalizing poverty and homelessness, we need to be standing up for human rights right here in Santa Monica, California, instead of listening to our leaders that say they are criminalizing poverty for the good of the people. And that's not right. For their own good. For their own good. We gotta get these homeless people out of our neighborhood for their own good. For their own good. Gotta give them tickets and make them pay until they all just go away for their own good. See, Santa Monica can't house all the poor. They send us their worst from all over the world. And Santa Monica can't take no more. Unless you're rich, got lots of money. Welcome to your new home, Santa Monica, honey. For their own good. For their own good. We gotta get these homeless people off of our beaches. We can't pay for all these leeches. Somebody else should. For their own good. Gotta give them tickets and make them pay until they all just go away for their own good. Now Santa Monica can't take no more. Forget you're tired, forget you're poor, just send your rich through our front door. Hey, you got lots of money? Welcome to your new home, Santa Monica, honey. For their own good. For their own good. We gotta put them in jail, make them make bail, and when they fail, we say we knew they would. For their own good. We gotta give them tickets and make them pay until they all just go away for their own good. Santa Monica can't house all the poor. That's what they say, you know, hey. They send us their worst from all over the world here to Santa Monica. And we can't take no more. Unless you're rich, got lots of money. Welcome to your new home, Santa Monica, honey. For their own good. For their own good. We gotta get these people. We gotta get these homeless people out of our parks, 'cause we can't feed them to the sharks. I wish we could. For their own good. Gotta give them tickets and make them pay until they all just go away for their own good. One more time. Santa Monica can't take no more. Forget you're tired, forget you're poor, just send your rich through our front door. Hey, you got lots of money? Oh, good. Welcome to your new home, Santa Monica, honey, for their own good. For their own good. Gotta give them tickets and make them pay until they all just go away and wish they would. For their own good. Get them all off of beaches. We can't pay for all these leeches. Get them all out of our parks, cause we can't feed them to the sharks. I wish we could, I wish we could. For their own good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what a lot of people say. You know, thank you, peace. A lot of people, they just want to push the poor. Good to see you, Mike. You take care. They just want to push the people down the road any way they can. They don't want to be part of the solution. They don't want to be part of help. They don't think that government is supposed to help the poor and the homeless. They think only the rich should be able to have a place to live near the beach and enjoy. You know, they're afraid of taxing the rich corporations too much when they come and stay here in their hotels. They don't want to move away any business. They don't want to scare away any business, but they're happy to scare away all the poor people as much as they can. And that's just a shame. We need to tell our leaders here in Santa Monica, here in California, you need to stand up for human rights. If you're not standing up for human rights, you're not doing anything in government. If you're not standing against people being criminalized for being poor and homeless, you're not doing anything in government. You're only doing evil. You're only doing bad. All right? Doesn't matter if you're making the trains run on time. If you can't stand up for human rights, you're not doing anything good in government. People say to me, well, what is your solution, Wade? Well, first you stop criminalizing poverty and homelessness, and you have some safe spaces for these homeless people to survive in until you have some temporary housing, some shelters, and then you have some spaces for them to hang out in and to live in and work on some of their problems if they need help with their problems. That's wonderful. Hi, are you registered to vote here in Santa Monica?
My mom's running for city council.
Is she really? Well, that's great. Peace. My name's Wade Kelley. I'm running for Santa Monica City Council. And I'm running to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica. I hope you guys do too. Stand up for human rights, speak out for everybody's right to be able to thrive and survive in this very wealthy city of Santa Monica. Thank you, peace. We gotta keep working towards a better day because we haven't gotten there yet. We don't need Santa Monica to turn its backs on the poor. We need Santa Monica to show that we are a progressive city and that we want to help lift people up, not punish people for being poor and homeless. It's been done before in government. We have some examples in government throughout the history of this country. There's a lot of examples throughout the history of this country of people trying to take advantage of the poor and trying to criminalize poverty and taking advantage of labor. And we overcame slavery finally after a while. It took almost 100 years in this country after we became a nation. And then in 1900, we ended child labor. We had passed some child labor laws. And then in 1920, we made sure that women had the right to vote here in the United States. In 1924, we made sure that Native Americans could have a right to vote in this country. That's right. It wasn't until 1924 that Native Americans actually had a right in this country nationally to vote. 1924. So when people say these people that came into our country illegally, they have to go back and do it the right way. Well, those Native Americans were here for over 100 years, and they still couldn't get a right to vote until 1924. We need our Congress to stand up and find a pathway to citizenship for these tens of millions of people who have been used for their labor and not been given their rights. Because we've seen throughout the history of this country, people taking advantage of labor and not giving people their rights. See, there are a lot of rich people that don't want poor people to take part in our democracy. They don't want people to have equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. They want people to keep saying, oh, the rich people will give us all of our jobs and we can depend on them. No, the free market has shown over and over again they don't care about poor people. Why do you think we have so many poor people sleeping in the streets right now? We let free market run rampant. And that's why we have so many homeless human beings right here in California. That's why we need to get behind the Billionaire Tax Act of 2026 right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026 right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026 right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026 right here in California. A lot of people say, Wade, if you raise taxes on the billionaires, all the billionaires are going to leave California. And I say, bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. If you're the kind of billionaire who thinks that you should be able to have space races while poor people sleep in the streets, we don't want you here in California. Go ahead and follow your friend Elon Musk over to Texas, or some other billionaire over to Florida. But we don't need the kind of rich people who think that poor people should have to sleep in the streets. We need the kind of rich people that want to pay their fair share and make sure that everybody has the basics in this fourth largest economy of the whole wide world, California. That's right, we don't have to wait on anybody. We're the fourth largest economy of the whole wide world. We need to show the rest of the world that we can raise taxes on the billionaires and that we can help lift people out of poverty, that we can make sure that everybody in the state of California has good health care, good quality health care. We can do that right here in California. And we need to make sure that everybody in California can have a good public education. That ain't too much to ask. And we need to make sure that everybody in California can have a decent place to live. You know, California, yeah, that's right, thank you. That's right, California has the most home value of any state in the country behind Hawaii. We have the most value in our homes of any state in the whole country. We don't have to wait on anybody to build affordable housing. Hey, your property values might go down a little bit if we build 200,000 new units of housing. But you're going to be helping lift people out of poverty and off of the streets if we build a lot of housing. And if you are this kind of Santa Monican who thinks we shouldn't use any of that 192 acres of Santa Monica airport land to build some affordable housing, then you don't believe in affordable housing at all. You don't care about building housing for the homeless. You don't care about working towards a solution to this housing crisis, this homelessness crisis. You only care about me, my, mine, me, my, mine. And that's just the way it is. If you want to be like that, Santa Monica, keep going in the direction you're headed. Keep going in the direction that criminalizes poverty and homelessness. If you want to show that you are greedy and you are just like Trump, keep heading in the direction you are heading in, Santa Monica. But if you want to work towards lifting people out of poverty and showing that progressive government is different than conservative Republican government, we need to change the way this government works here in Santa Monica. We need to stand up for human rights. See the people living in the street, ain't got no money, ain't much to eat. They're not too proud to take your crust of bread, just looking for some place to lay their weary heads. And we could help them. We could make sure that everybody who needs a place to live has one in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. In this fourth largest economy of the whole wide world, California. In this very wealthy city of Santa Monica. We can be part of the solution instead of continuing to be part of the problem. What's the problem that brought him here? The story's long and it isn't very clear. So many roads lead to the street, just looking for some place to lay their tired feet. I ain't saying they ain't done wrong. I ain't saying didn't help to bring it on. I'm just saying there must be somewhere they belong, and they're looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. All these homeless people living in a ditch with all these empty buildings and tax cuts for the rich. I ain't saying you have to give, but everybody has got a right to live, and they're just looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. You can sweep them out your doorway, tear down their tents. Gonna keep on coming if you keep on raising rents. I ain't saying you have to do good, but why don't you try letting homeless people move in to your neighborhood, Santa Monica? Looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. That's right, we can make a difference. We can help lift people out of poverty instead of criminalizing poverty and homelessness. That's right. How you doing, Jesse? Good to see you. Doing all right? Things going peaceful? Okay, good to see you. Good to hear. You can sweep them out your doorway, tear down their tents. Gonna keep on coming if you keep on raising rents. I ain't saying you have to do good, but why don't you try letting the homeless people move in to your neighborhood, Santa Monica? Looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere, looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Don't need your swimming pool, don't need your king-size bed. Just looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. Hey, hey. That's right. They're just looking for somewhere to lay their weary heads. I know a lot of people say, well, no, they're all drug addicts. They're all drug addicts. They're all mentally ill. And if they have a place to live, they're just going to destroy it and they're going to do drugs. That's what I had somebody tell me last night. She said her son was having drug problems, and I said, I'm sorry, your son is having drug problems. I'm sorry your son, you think that your son doesn't need a place to live. But how about if we just make sure that everybody who doesn't have a drug problem has a decent place to live. How about that? Everybody who wants a decent place to live and doesn't have a drug problem, would you say it's okay for them to have a decent place to live? And she said, I don't think I agree with you. There's a lot of people who don't think that poor people should have a decent place to live. And I'm sorry for those people, because they think that rich people should have everything that they have, but they don't think that poor people should have anything. And I tell you, I was talking with this woman today. People like Elon Musk have made a lot of money on handouts from our country. We have a trillionaire in this country who has more wealth than the bottom 50% of our population. One man is a trillionaire that owns more wealth than 50%, the bottom 50% of our population. And that shouldn't happen. Our Congress has their job to raise taxes when necessary. In the Fifth Amendment of our Constitution, is it the fifth, fourth? I look it up. It's in our Constitution that Congress is supposed to do their job in raising taxes when needed for the defense and for the general welfare of the population. So if you have one person owning more wealth than the bottom 50% of our population, it was time to raise taxes some time ago, because there's no reason that one person should have so much power in a democracy. In a democratic republic, we should not have one man owning more wealth than the bottom 50% of our population. And that's why California needs to show that we can raise taxes on the billionaires here in California. We can make a difference. We can help lift people out of poverty. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. That's right. We need to tell all of our leaders to get behind that Billionaire Tax Act, because we need to show that California, the fourth largest economy in the whole wide world, can make a difference, can show that even if our Congress doesn't do their job in raising taxes on the billionaires and the trillionaire, that we can raise taxes right here in California. Get behind that Billionaire Tax Act and tell all of our leaders to get behind the Billionaire Tax Act here in California. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in my underwear than screw the poor and pollute the air. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I gotta take a water here. I gotta take a water here, you know. All this talking and singing and trying to stand up for human rights, it dries out your vocal cords a little bit now and again. That's right, we need to get behind that Billionaire Tax Act and tell all of our leaders here in California to get behind the Billionaire Tax Act of 2026 right here in California. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in my underwear than screw the poor and pollute the air. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all going to say goodbye. How you doing? You have a good night. Do you need anything? You doing all right? You're coming back to talk to me? Oh, great. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather live in a box in the bottom of a ditch than be some stealing cheap limestone bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. I'd rather walk around without a stitch than be some democracy overthrowing son of a bitch. I'd rather be poor than be filthy rich. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all gonna say goodbye someday. Hopefully not tonight. Let's put it off a little while if we can help it. How you doing tonight? How are you? Got apple on your hand? Wade Kelley. Nice to meet you. Mike?
Mike, yeah, you look like a famous person.
Well, I don't know about that. How's everything?
I'm going good. Going
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I'm living out on the street right now, so it's fun to.
You know, all right with that?
Yeah, and you know, you're talking about healthcare and socialism stuff. It's like for the last month, I have been involved. That's what I wanted to share with you.
Do you want to share it with the people or no?
No, I just want to. So I got involved in social services. I've been healthy my whole life. I'm 70 years old. But then this lip came through, so I had to do something with the lips. I went and said, oh, you need to get on Medicare. And so I've been in that process. I have talked to literally, 10, 20, 30 people. No one has looked at my lip and said, let me take a look at that. It looks like this. No one will give me any kind of diagnosis. They come up, they take pictures of it, and then I get lost in the system. What I'm finding in the system...
Have you been to you go to emergency?
Yes, that's what I went to emergency. They said, can't do anything until you get Medicare. So I'm trapped in a bad situation now because I've lost my phone and I've lost my computer. So it's like now I can't talk to people and I gotta go to the hospital or something. So
I think you should go there and just say, I'm not leaving until you do something.
And that's on my. I'm working this out as a
Okay.
plan. I'm not here by accident. The Lord has put me here.
Okay.
I actually lived up in Williams, Arizona for 2 years camping out, and then came down here to LA and ended up staying here. This is where I actually want to live, right here in Santa Monica. So I'm trying to find.
Well, I hope things get better for you. I hope you get that taken care of. It
Yeah,
doesn't
no,
look.
I'm working on it. So.
I think you should just plant yourself in an ER until they take care of it. And, that's the problem. A lot of people, they don't realize how hard it is to get the help once you try to get help with these places.
Right.
And they say, oh, the help's all there for everybody. No, it's not that easy.
No,
And
so that's where I feel like there's a subconscious effort to not do it. So I've got to get in here. So you need this. This is good, but you need this form. Can't you get the form? Can't you just call? Can't you? No. I have to go to another department, get the form, come back.
Yeah, we don't take care of it in this. We don't take care of it in this department. And then the thing is, they contract out to non-government organizations, so they're not in charge. We're not really in charge of that. That's somebody else's, and too much of that is happening.
Imagine where you had a medical facility where someone could walk in and say, hey, I got this problem with my lip. And the person said, okay, hold on. I'll get you the person who you need to talk to right now. No paperwork, no anything. Come with me. Let's look at it. Let's go on with that. What else is going on in your life?
Hey, you want to do something good with artificial intelligence? Tell it to make sure that everybody has their health care taken care of, and we have a nice national health care, and artificial intelligence works out all the details, so people don't have to spend all their time doing paperwork and all of that stuff, and can just get the help they need when they need it. Yeah. And we need to be more. We have to have more care for our seniors. People over 65 are the fastest growing group of homeless in California, and we need to make sure that we're helping people when they get to be a little older. I'm 67, and we need to make sure everybody can have the basics.
I'm stuck now at 70. I am a teacher. I teach music and I teach art, and I can't get a job.
Well, yeah, of course.
65.
You're not
You
getting.
can't teach. You need to retire. It's like I'm like the sharpest teacher right now because I know so much, and no one will let me teach because I don't fit this assembly. So I'm being forced into homelessness.
Of course, we all know that. I did a lot of entertainment, and once you pass 50 in the entertainment field, you're pretty much done. And Mike's talking about how, as a teacher, it's hard to find jobs at 65. People don't want you to work when you get older, and we need to make sure that we make it easier for people to survive when they get to be a certain age. We all know that Social Security ain't gonna pay for a place to live anywhere here in Santa Monica, that's for sure. You're gonna need housing subsidies and rent controls, and we need more help lifting people up out of poverty, no matter what age, but especially when they get to be a certain age, when they get to retirement. And that's what Franklin Delano Roosevelt did back in 1935 when he passed Social Security. He said government can make a difference in people's lives, can help lift people out of poverty, and that's what he put together Social Security to have as a safety net for people when they got to be a certain age, to live through the rest of their lives without having to live in the dirt and the ditches. And we need to still continue to support Social Security and make sure that it will help people survive at an old age.
Yeah, I think it's the greatest thing that the president ever did.
It's a fantastic thing that he did, and the thing is, the rich people don't need Social Security, they don't need a cap on Social Security. We need to tax all of their income and make sure that Social Security thrives, and make sure that if you're earning over $250,000 a year, you don't need to get your Social Security payments. That's for people who really need some help. I mean, we need to make some changes. But when you are criminalizing poverty and homelessness, have you been bothered by the police here at all?
No, I'm pretty good at hiding out. So.
You're hiding out. Well, that's what they say. The Rand Corporation came out with a report. All these reports before a few days ago that said unsheltered homelessness has gone down. It's just people hiding better. It's called rough sleeping. They're sleeping with just a sleeping bag in the bushes or a cardboard box or whatever. And some people like Mike doesn't have anything, and he just finds a place out of the way so nobody will bother him. And that's called rough sleeping. The number of homeless people has not gone down here in California. It's continuing to rise. And the only reason it's gone down in Santa Monica recently is because they have arrested so many poor people and shipped them out of Santa Monica. And they are closing down services for more and more of the homeless people here in Santa Monica. That's why the homeless numbers are going down here in Santa Monica. Good to meet you, Mike, and I hope you get some help, and I hope you.
So what's going on with your election?
Right now, I'm still gathering.
Oh, that's right. You need to get your
I
signature.
need 100 signatures, 100 valid registered Santa Monica voters, and I have about 90, and hopefully most of those are good, and I have to turn it in next week,
and
and.
Like 120.
Yeah. Last time I ran in 2024, and I got 150 some signatures, and about 105 were good. I guess I got a lot of bad ones last time, but this time I think I'm getting a lot more signatures that are valid, and hopefully. I'll have all the signatures and turn them in next week, and I will be on the ballot. And then I will try and get involved. I am not spending any money on my campaign. Everybody knows this. I speak out about it. Any donations I am given will not be for my campaign, but be given to share with the homeless here in Santa Monica, because they're having it rough. We don't need to spend money on campaigns. We need to spend money on human beings. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I will speak wherever I can. If you know somebody who wants to have candidates for Santa Monica City Council speak at some organized setting, I will be happy to come there and speak about human rights and speak about the programs that are failing the poor and the homeless here in Santa Monica. And I'd like to see you get in touch with me to do that. I was contacted by the Santa Monica Renters' Rights Organization. They said, you have to join our organization and pay dues or we can't endorse you. I said, listen, I'm standing up for human beings that can't afford to pay any rent. I'm standing up for the rights of everybody, not just renters' rights, not homeowners. I'm standing up for the rights of every human being, and especially those who can't afford a place to live. And I'm not going to be paying any dues to any organization for their endorsement. I think that's anti-democratic, actually. And if you don't want to endorse me for standing up for human rights, then that's fine. Go your way. But we need to continue to speak out for human rights. And I am the only candidate who would propose to build any affordable housing on that 192 acres of land that is now the Santa Monica Airport. And I think that's unimaginable that there are 9 other candidates who spoke out and said, no, we can't use any of that 192 acres of land to build any affordable housing when it is given to the city in 2029. I think that is just cruel and inhumane and so selfish. I told those people at that debate, I said, if you don't use any of that 192 acres of land to build affordable housing, you're showing the rest of the world you don't care about affordable housing. You're just greedy. You just want to own, and that's a shame.
Okay, so I'm camped out at the beach here. So
all right. Well, you be safe.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. I'm usually here 3 or 4 nights a week, and I'm going to be out gathering signatures more and more, and I'll be around. Good to meet you, Mike. Thank you very much. You spread the peace and love, and I hope you get some help soon with that. That's got to be affecting other things. Okay? Peace and love. That's right. We need people to stand up for human rights right here in Santa Monica. Instead of criminalizing poverty and homelessness, we need people who will stand up and say, we have to move in a better direction. We have to make sure that everybody has the basics. You know, in 1944, the great president, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, gave a speech called The Second Bill of Rights. Hey, I love the first Bill of Rights. That's a great one. But in 1944, Franklin Delano Roosevelt gave a speech called The Second Bill of Rights. And in this speech, he said, it is time for a second Bill of Rights, where every American has the right to a decent place to live. Every American has the right to a job that pays a living wage. Every American has the right to health care. Thank you, peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. And every American has the right to a good education. And we have to be telling that to everybody in these cities and these counties. Right here in Santa Monica, we have some good schools. I have people sending me information about schools, and do I believe in a parcel tax to help lift education? I'm all for funding more and more money into education. California, we are the 4th largest economy of the whole wide world, and we are ranked 30th in spending on public education. But we have some schools that are doing fine. Santa Monica School District and Malibu School District, they're doing just fine. But there are students right down the road who are struggling to stay in school because they're not funding those schools very well. And we need to keep integrating. We need to keep standing up for the right of everybody to have a great education here in California. That's right. You doing all right? Getting by okay? Good to see you. Peace. And we need to keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all, because we haven't gotten there yet. We have to keep integrating. That means we need to build affordable housing right here in Santa Monica, California. And we need to raise taxes on the billionaires in California. And we need to make sure that we have affordable housing and shelter beds and safe spaces instead of criminalizing poverty and homelessness. That's right, thank you, Peace. We need to speak up for the rights of those who don't have a big voice in our democracy, because there are too many rich people that think the poor people should just suffer. There are too many rich people that think the poor people should just be moved out of their city like they do here in Santa Monica. And that's the wrong direction. We need to be standing up for human rights right here in Santa Monica and not kowtowing to the rich and the business owners. We need to be speaking out for the right of everybody to be able to have the basics. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather sit around in my underwear than screw the poor and pollute the air. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire, or a trillionaire even. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Oh, mama, thank you, Peace. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. Thank you. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all going to say goodbye someday. Hopefully not today. Let's put it off a little while if we can help it. Now, I don't want you to think that I think all billionaires are evil, bloodsuckers. Some of them are just sick. They're like, some of them are just like hoarders or alcoholics or drug addicts. They get a little bit of money and they just got to get more and more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more and more and more. More and more and more and more and more and more and more. Let's look at Elon Musk. Ay, ay, ay. They say he's worth about $1 trillion. Now that's a shame. That should have never come to happen. They say he owns more wealth than the bottom 50% of all of our population. Thank you. I'll be sharing that with the homeless. You doing all right? Thank you. Peace. Well, what we need to do is raise taxes on Elon Musk and all of his billionaire buddies, but we can't raise taxes on Elon Musk because he doesn't live in California, but we can raise taxes on all the billionaires that live in California with this new Billionaire Tax Act of 2026. And we all need to get behind that Billionaire Tax Act and tell your friends, tell all of our leaders to get behind that Billionaire Tax Act and make sure that we're lifting people out of poverty and spending enough money on health care. We need to show these other states around the country that we can provide health care for the poor here. There are some states that don't have any health care for the poor, and we don't want to be like those states. We need to show that we're lifting people out of poverty and making sure that every child can have a good public education. And we need to build more affordable housing. And we need to make sure that everybody can have the basics. In this fourth largest economy of the whole wide world, California. That's right. So let's all get behind that Billionaire Tax Act of 2026. Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. The Billionaire Tax Act of 2026, right here in California. Oh, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather live outside in the open air than try to keep sick people from getting health care. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around with greasy hair than sell guns and weapons everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Oh, mama, I don't want to make you sad. Oh, mama, but being poor just ain't that bad. No, it ain't. Oh, mama. mama, I don't want to make you cry. Oh, mama, rich or poor, we're all gonna say goodbye someday. Hopefully not today. Let's put it off a little while if we can help it. Well, I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather walk around in the bare than see homeless people everywhere. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. I'd rather be a bum than a billionaire. Hoo-hoo! And I'll keep on working at it. Hey! That's right. We've done a very good job of being kind to the greedy. We have to do a better job of being kind to the needy. We have to tell our leaders to stand up for human rights, not just the rich and the powerful, but everybody. We can do a better job. We've done a fine job of standing up for the greedy. The rich are doing better than ever in the history of this country. We got one guy owning more wealth than the bottom 50% of our population. That's a shame. And I wrote to Moms Demand Action today. They were inviting me to some forum. I don't know if I'll make it because I'm collecting signatures and doing other stuff and running my own campaign and not collecting any money, but I told them I would sing this song tonight. You know, we need leaders who will stand up for common sense gun laws in the USA also. We don't need to settle for things the way they are. We don't need to have a mass shooting every day in this country. There's no reason for that. You know, back in 1934, they started passing common sense gun laws in this country. They outlawed Tommy guns and machine guns of all sorts and gadget guns like briefcase guns and cane guns and all those sorts of gadget guns. They outlawed those. There's a reason you don't see people walking down the street with grenade launchers. They're illegal. You can't have any kind of gun you want, and we shouldn't have weapons of war on our streets. And we should make sure that everybody who owns a gun has to go through a thorough background check, and that we are limiting things like ammunition magazines, and we need to keep track of people that are hoarding guns too. Nobody should have thousands of guns in their possession. We don't need anybody to be starting their own little military in this country. We need common sense gun laws because we don't need to have a mass shooting every day in this country. That's just a shame. Have you killed a gun today? Have you sent a gun away? Have you helped to solve a crime before it's done? See, the gun won't even mind. It's not part of humankind. Everyone should kill a gun. Have you killed a gun today? Have you put a gun away? Have you ended it before its deadly run? See, the gun won't feel no pain. It doesn't even have a brain. Everyone should kill a gun. Everyone should kill a gun today. There's more guns than people in the US of A. Guns don't feel, they don't bleed, they don't cry. Everyone should kill a gun. Now you know I'm not a fool. I know guns are just a tool. But these deadly tools have been ruling us too long. We're in the middle of a war. The enemy's inside our door. Everyone should kill a gun. Everyone should kill a gun today. It really pisses off the NRA. Guns don't feel, they don't bleed, they don't cry. Everyone should kill a gun. Everyone should kill a gun today. There's more guns than people in the US of A. Guns don't feel, they don't laugh, they don't love. Everyone should kill a gun. That's right, we can work towards common sense gun laws all over the country. Speak out. We need to do whatever we can, keep passing laws here in California, even if the Supreme Court shuts them down after a while. We have to keep pushing. We have to keep pushing forward and make sure that we are trying to change things right here in California, right here in Santa Monica, right? Hey, it'd be great if we can get the whole country to do it, but we have to keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. We don't have to settle for things the way they are. You know, we've done some great things in this country, and we need to keep moving forward. And California has done some great things, but we've also fallen back in a lot of ways. In 1978, they passed that Prop 13 and made it easier for rich people to hold on to property and much harder for poor people to be able to purchase property. And it's taken away a lot of money out of a lot of government programs, a lot of school programs and things that benefited back in the 70s. You know, California used to have one of the best public education systems in the world. And now we're ranked down around 40th in outcome. But what's worse is we're ranked around 30th in spending on public education here in California. There are some schools that raise plenty of money, some school systems. There are like 80 different school systems within Los Angeles County. 80 different school systems in Los Angeles County. And a lot of those rich cities, the schools are doing just fine. But we need to raise more money to help lift people out of poverty and keep integrating. And that means we need to spend more money on those low-income area schools. We need to keep spending money on the services and programs of those low-income area schools. Keep putting money into those low-income area schools until the rich people want to send their kids to those schools. Then you will know we have done enough. But until then, we got to keep lifting up those people. We got to keep trying to end poverty in many of these areas and keep integrating our society. That's why we need to build affordable housing in cities like Santa Monica and all along the coast here. We have 800 miles of public beaches here in California, and mostly rich white people living next to those public beaches. Why is that? That's not the way it has to be. We need to build affordable housing and continue to integrate, make sure that everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. We don't have to settle for where we are. Keep speaking up, keep peacefully protesting and advocating and speaking your mind and stand up against racism and hatred whenever you hear it, whenever you see it. We don't need to get involved in that. We need to keep standing up for everybody's rights to have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. It's about peace, it's about love, it's about the only thing my heart needs thinking of. It's about love, it's about peace, it's about a little bit of love and peace at least. Cause when the peace and love are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about peace, it's about love, it's about hope, it's about joy, it's about bring some home to little girls and boys. It's about joy, it's about hope, it's about enough hope to keep them off the dope. Cause when the hope and the joy are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about joy, it's about hope, it's about you, it's about me, it's about you and me working towards equality. It's about me, it's about you, it's about saying Black Lives Matter too. 'Cause when you and me are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about you, it's about me. Se trata de paz, se trata de amor, se trata de paz y amor. Se trata de paz, se trata de amor, se trata de paz y amor. Se trata de paz y amor. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yeah. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yeah. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yeah. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum, yeah. Evenu shalom aleichem, evenu shalom aleichem, evenu shalom aleichem, evenu shalom, shalom, shalom aleichem. It's about peace, it's about love, it's about the only thing my heart needs thinking of. It's about love, it's about peace, it's about a little bit of love and peace at least. 'Cause when the peace and love are gone, you know must be moving on. It's about peace, it's about love, love, love. Oh, it's all about love. Hey, hey! That's right. It's all about peace and love and making things better for everybody. We haven't gotten there yet, especially when you're criminalizing poverty and homelessness. You're heading in the wrong direction. We got to head in the right direction, Santa Monica. We got to lift people up instead of pushing people down and criminalizing them for being poor and homeless. You know, in her dissent of Grants Pass versus Johnson, Justice Sotomayor said to keep people from sleeping is cruel and unusual punishment and goes against the 8th Amendment of our Constitution. We need to be lifting those people up out of poverty and making sure they have safe places to sleep and not criminalizing people. You know, last night I spoke at the Santa Monica City Council meeting. I told them that my address, 503 Olympic Boulevard, the people concerned, the Annenberg Access Center, that has services for the homeless, where I have my address and my mail, I get my mail there. I am homeless. Oh, sure, I have people I can stay with. I don't have it as rough as many people. But I told them my address, 503 Olympic Boulevard, where I am registered to vote, where I registered to run for office, where I am a member of the Measure GS Resident Oversight Committee here in Santa Monica. They are going to be discontinuing my mail service at that address, so I may no longer be a citizen of Santa Monica, as they're trying to get a lot of these homeless people off of their books. They don't want to be responsible for any of the homeless population. They say all these homeless people come from somewhere else. They're not ours. We're not responsible for them. Well, everybody in Santa Monica just about comes from somewhere else. Very few indigenous peoples live here in Santa Monica, and many people are first generation from somewhere else. But you're happy to have rich people as your citizens, but not so much the poor people. And we need to change the way Santa Monica is doing business. And that's just a shame. Anyway, I spoke at this meeting. I told them they need to think about their discontinuing the mail service August 24th of 2026, because it's right in the middle of my election, and there ought to be some election laws that say you can't just throw somebody out of their address if they're homeless when they're running for office in your city, because if you get rid of all those people that are on those, that have their address there at the...
Can I sing?
What?
Can I sing?
No, I'm singing, I'm talking about equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity. You want to sing This Land Is Your Land with me? This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land is made for you and me. That's right. Rock on, yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegra. Silito lindo los corazones. Anyway, to finish up my point there, you know, the mayor was a little confused when I was speaking last night. I'm going to post this on my Facebook and YouTube, and I hope we can keep them from dropping my address, dropping my mail service here in Santa Monica before I get elected, or maybe I won't get elected, but maybe I will. What are the odds? I'm spending zero on my campaign. I'm just talking word of mouth, and there are people that are going to spend. Last time they spent about $500,000 on the city council campaigns, and I did not get over. I got over 2,000 votes last time, but I will not spend any money on my campaign. I will be giving any donations to the homeless and speaking out for human rights right here in Santa Monica. And I know that the big business owners and the people that run this city are more concerned about making money than they are about standing up for human rights. So the odds is I'm a long shot. Hey, if you're on that Cal sheet, I wouldn't be predicting me to win. You know what I'm saying? I'm not giving you any inside. I'll give you some inside information for that Cal sheet. If you're doing your prediction bettings on Cal sheet, you can pretty much predict that I'm not going to win the Santa Monica City Council meeting. That's probably some good info. You can make a lot of money off of that. All you people that just want to abuse people and make money off of however you can. I mean, I like gambling, but I don't like gambling for the money part of it. I like gambling for to see how people think and to see the odds, see if you can beat the odds. But I don't care for money, and I certainly hope that we are not bringing up more generations who just want to profit off of poor people, like a lot of these cryptocurrency people, these people that are just running Ponzi schemes. I would much rather we have people doing jobs that they enjoy and making sure that everybody can have a basic income instead of having people go out and try to take advantage of poor people everywhere. How much does it cost to live? How much do you have to pay? How much should you have to earn to live for one more day? How much does it cost to live before your life has worth? And tell me, how hard should you have to struggle to survive in the richest, most powerful country on the face of the earth? How much does the rich man want? How much does he have to keep before he can say it's okay for poor people to sleep? How much do the greedy want for poor folks to eat? And tell me, when will we see the end of the days when human beings have to sleep in the streets? How much, how much, how much, how much, how much, how much? That's right. How much should a person have to earn every day just to be able to survive in this country? Just be able to live for another day? How hard should a person have to work every day just to be able to say, it's okay for me to live another day? Is it okay for me to live another day? I think everybody's life has value, whether you're generating currency or not, whether you're adding to somebody's Bitcoin collection or not, whether you're helping somebody predict their Kalshi winnings or not. Every life has a value, and we need to stand up for the value of every human being here in the United States of America. Whether you are generating a lot of income or whether you're just trying to survive, we need to make sure that every person knows that they have a value, and we need to make sure that every person has the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the whole wide world. There's no reason for poor people to be sleeping in the streets. No reason for people to be doing without health care in the United States of America. There's no reason for poor kids to not have a great education here in this richest, most powerful country in the world. No reason for poor kids not to have a great education right here in California, the fourth largest economy of the whole wide world. We can do better than that. We need to show that progressive government is different than conservative Republican government. We can do it. We need to stand up for human rights. How much does it cost to live? How much do you have to pay? How much should you have to earn to live for one more day? How much does it cost to live before your life has worth? And tell me, how hard should you have to struggle to survive? How hard should you have to struggle to survive in the richest, most powerful, most abundant country on the face of the earth? How much does a rich man want? How much does he have to keep before he can say it's okay for poor people to sleep? How much do the greedy want for poor folks to eat? And tell me, when will we see the end of the day? When will we see the end of the day? When human beings have to sleep in the streets? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much? Well, let's keep working towards a better day for everybody. Let's keep working towards equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. We haven't gotten there yet. Don't let anybody tell you we have. We got to keep lifting people up, keep lifting the poor out of poverty, making sure that everybody can have the basics in this richest, most powerful country in the world. And don't get discouraged. Don't get lost in the sea of despair. Keep moving forward. Let's all get behind the Billionaire Tax Act of 2026 here in California. And keep peacefully protesting and speaking out. Share your thoughts. Even if I disagree with you, I hope you're sharing your thoughts and beliefs, speaking out, exercising your First Amendment rights. Now, if you're going to be speaking about hatred and racism, I'm going to shout you down. I'm going to shout out against you, because we don't need to promote hatred and racism in this country. We need to keep talking about equal rights, equal justice, equal opportunity for all. But don't get lost in the sea of despair. That's right, peace. Be hopeful, be optimistic. Our struggle is not the struggle of a day, of a week, of a month, or a year. Our struggle is the struggle of a lifetime. Never ever be afraid to make some noise, to get in some good trouble, some necessary trouble. That's right, that's what John Lewis said, and that's what they worked on. in the civil rights movement, peaceful protest. Let's keep speaking up. Come on. Keep on. Keep on getting up. Keep on. Keep on speaking out. Keep on singing. Peace and love is what it's all about. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. Keep on lifting up. Keep on, lend a helping hand. We can't solve every problem, but we can try to understand. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. And dream of a better day. Hey, Joe. Hey. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. Don't get lost in the sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic, and someday we'll get there. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. One more time, everybody sing along, here we go. Don't get lost in the sea of despair. Be hopeful, be optimistic, and someday we'll get there. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. All right. And dream of a better day. Oh, we ain't there yet, but you know we're on our way. Hey, hey, hey. Woo. Peace and love. My name is Wade Kelley. I'm running for Santa Monica City Council to stand up for human rights.